Go and check the calculations that are made on the platform, on the Facebook platform.
Okay.
Go and check the calculation very well.
I've read it to you.
The flight is free. Accra. That's it. That jet, it costs $15,000 per hour. That's if we have called Germany 7 hours. 15,000 times 7 is 105,000. What is wrong with this one?
Did the flight leave at 7 a.m.?
The flight left around 7:13 a.m.
A honum na almost say when leave 7 a.m. no because say no calculation per hour. Then said you be between 7 and 10 no. As a 3 hours be about count whatever calculation you might have done because almost say as at 10 no not or sorry them.
Yes, I may say I am matured enough to say what I want to say.
Okay.
I am telling you that the delegation, which flight did they use?
So in conclusion, altogether, the cost comes to an incredible $690,000, without including waiting times and or stopovers. Damn. I know we know the minimum baby okonya flight to Chrono. I know the Accra, Ghana, Sunyani 17th of August 2025. Time of departure is 7:18 a.m. GMT time. Yes. Sunday 17 August 2025. Say Okwakufa Berlin, Germany.
I see the banter on social media where we're talking about the president traveling out of the country to Japan, Singapore. And the member of parliament is the one pushing that wrong impression out there. That is in itself is corruption. Because at the time when you said the president is supposed to be on a private jet in the sky, the president is supposed to be in church and was actually in church, which was being shown on TV. So that the president have a double. It's corrupt mind. Does the president have a double? He doesn't have a double. And it appears that if the president travels in his brother's plane, his Jata plane, we have a problem with it. Even though we are not paying for the president to use his brother's plane, we have a problem with it. If he doesn't travel in a private jet and he travels on a commercial flight, we have a problem with it. It is corrupt mind.
President John Mahama. But life must go on. The dead will always pass away slowly, but the living will still live to face their death the next day. Ghana economy must still move on, and we have to find means and ways. Ghana, the economy no, you better getting it back on our feet. Since Oyenye to Ghana no, it seems as the entire economy about stand still. No be an fire economy will be, and they be said they take no. When you are on your hospital bed, when you are on your sick bed, that's where you know say no amount of money and equal or life, no breath, and no freedom of health. I do some no. Obianka is come de no. Obianka is economy and improve. But after this, we still have a life to live because we still are alive. John Mahama airport Japan. We are between Singapore. Now we are to us do Germany. Now later, ne spokesperson Edibaya and Sembe Brebe MP before say John Dramani Mahama yen another DNB. Also current jet, I private jet for $20,000. Ebisu mo MP mukrona so quote $15,000. Now to understand say an MP, member of parliament, Vincent Asifua, at the calculation say Kana Ghana ebebo estimated ka ayebo over $699,000. Ako generating tokwa. Standogwe our deputy chief of staff. Watutu bia mane no. At say hey, we say John Mahama free Ghana 7 o'clock AM. Okay. Now John Mahama no oye den wo Ghana ha. Abra na about 10 AM. About 12 PM na John Dramani Mahama na so Ghana ha. Into flight kro na ko flight be ya. Adokwa galo, dokwa busei bruta. Ama stand up say visa as if on sem fata says dina a friend honorable no e de beto no so saa de metaka parliamentarians and base 90% they don't deserve that title honorable intene ya nya obi a oye chief deputy chief of staff flat staff as well also to be Ediamane and MP say won send fantasy from honorable because and throw na wudi no embo na letter Felix Kwachi Ofosu Ediba say John Dramani Mahama tu kwanti say o John Dramani Mahama aw Ghana that's why we na ka so okwakoye oman no adwuma aw Japan Singapore. Now the next person I will take you over obvious per the Ghana constitution ebeye your vice president your Nana Opoku Mensah. Now let us say that here President Mahama to embark on official visit to Japan and Singapore. President John Dramani Mahama will undertake an official two-country visit to Japan and Singapore aimed at deepening bilateral relations, expanding trade and investment links, and advancing cooperation on shared development priorities. In Japan, the president will attend the 9th Tokyo International Conference on Africa Development, TICAD-IX, where he will make a presentation at a plenary session on the economy, promoting trade and investment. President Mahama will deliver an address at a Ghana Presidential Investment Forum, showcasing Ghana investment opportunities and the resetting Ghana agenda. He will also hold a series of bilateral meetings with key Japanese partners, including the president of the Japan International Cooperation Agency, the JICA, senior representatives of the Japan External Trade Organization, the JETRO, and the Prime Minister of Japan, Shigeru Ishaba, to discuss trade, investment, technical cooperation, and infrastructure partnership. Following his engagement in Japan, the president will undertake a 3-day state visit to Singapore. The state visit will include a courtesy call on President Taman Shamugaratam and a meeting with Prime Minister Lawrence Wong, participation in the Africa-Singapore Business Forum, and an address at an investment forum to present Ghana's reform and investment priorities and strengthen private sector linkages between Ghana and Singapore-based investors. Kai say the 24-hour economy has been launched, and according to the president of the land, John Dramani Mahama, or said the chunk of our money, our more experts say you invest so 24-hour economy no will have to come from the private sector, and so the 24-hour economy is practically about government providing the necessities and then the private sectors taking over, making sure say there will be full job, a lot of production for the people of Ghana to be able to produce in Ghana, eat in Ghana, and export, so that the economy be export-based economy. According to the visits seek to attract investment, broaden market access for Ghanaian goods and service, mobilize technical and development cooperation, and bolster partnership in technology, infrastructure, finance, and human capital development. The president and his delegation will leave Accra on Sunday, 17th August 2025. And he said, I'm about the 24-hour economy. The only way to get the 24-hour economy is to make sure, say, or more developing or more paying. Kai, say, Hiroshima, Japan, economy collapse. They have to build Japan from the scratch. And then Japan is one of the wealthiest countries. In fact, and then one of the countries in the world have surplus of housing in Japan. Just almost US will deficit of housing, UK will deficit housing, Ghana the NKSM. But Japan and this Singapore, one of the fastest developing countries in the world. And now could do a Singapore need be well per country to a holiday. I'm building it from the scratch. One can lead how of fighting corruption. Every man, the people of Singapore, also could do Singapore. Now see Kato now Besako as have a funnel. Eliminating corruption and then creating more employment opportunity for the people of Singapore. Infrastructure now and who's we Mamunya Juma eh pa enti say the president John Dramani Mahama and I say ope baby akosua de atene mase and investors abagana. There's no better place than Japan and Singapore. Now wait, and the NPP before say we be hey your presidential jet says in France. Now say helicopter here sinka John Dramani Mahama be woman one woman. Ama hu se mai bebrebe nti John Dramani Mahama ekono. Okofa private jet aye worth $15,000. $15,000 according to Vincent Ekowasefua on the Facebook page. This private jet MBAEP left Accra this morning around 7 a.m. till left Accra around 7 a.m. It is estimated to cost $15,000 per hour. To rent this flight, a simple calculation shows that the 7-hour journey already covered amount to $105,000. If the flight proceeds to Japan, which is likely to take about 12 hours, that will be another $180,000. Now, if it then continues to Singapore, approximately 7 hours away, that will add another $105,000. Now, finally, if the jet flies directly to Germany and back to Accra, a total of about 20 hours return trip, that will add another $300,000. So, in conclusion, altogether, the cost comes to an incredible $690,000, without including waiting times and or stopovers. Damn. I know we know the minimum baby okonya flight to Chrono. I know the Accra, Ghana, Sunyani 17th of August 2025. Time of departure is 7:18 a.m. GMT time. Yes. Sunday 17 August 2025. Say Okwakufa Berlin, Germany.
Financial offer attracting investment about.
Okay.
Which people is he going with? Is he going with his Minister of Trade?
Okay.
Are you aware? Which flight did they go with?
Okay.
Did they go with the same flight that the president went with? Or the chartered flight that we saw leaving here?
Okay.
Let us analyze these issues very well.
Is it the norm? Is it the norm say or qua or better flight to cry or they call?
That has been the norm.
Okay.
Because all from where and can man be on the party and can daily graphic and the other two with the picture of Magana by when he's entering the plane.
Okay.
But we are not saying that. It has been shrouded in secrecy. And you find government officials even talking about it, still failing to let us know that Omampani at the idea when the two can answer flights when the two coin. Now, how free of free we don't know anything like that.
Okay. So I'm wondering why you are also not able to come clear, say, why they now post you know, and no one sem na oka. So that and can come on any better because when we infer we see no who they watch or then when we bimusu you are no say one year calculation and so I will see no so now we are not even able to take a statement say maybe you have some evidence.
Go and check the calculation that are made on the platform, on the Facebook platform.
Okay.
Go and check the calculation very well.
I've read it to you.
The flight is free. A year Accra. That's it. Start jet no. It costs $15,000 per hour. Let's say free Hako Germany 7 hours. 15,000 times 7 is 105,000. What is wrong with this one?
Did the flight leave at 7 a.m.?
The flight left around 7:13 a.m.
Honum na almost say when leave 7 a.m. no because say no calculation per hour then said you'll be between 7 and 10 no as a 3 hours be about can whatever calculation you might have done because almost say as at 10 no not or sorry them.
Yes, I may say I am matured enough to say what I want to say.
Okay.
I am telling you that the delegation which flight did they use?
Okay.
Or no say or those delegation which flight did they use?
Okay. So now you are asking which flight to use here and not just this calculation of the MBAEP flight.
Yes, so now number one, almost allegation said the calculation I made was wrong. It's not the case because every calculation that I've made there is sound because multiply 7 by $15,000 and it will give $105,000. Or multiply 12 hours by $180,000. That is the continuation of the flight from Germany to Japan. It will give you $180,000.
But that's why I keep asking you, say, or may prompt or say, almost way into 7. Until you can't use that.
No.
Oh, you use 7 a.m. there now. Then it means that some 3 hours be everybody come home of the cost that enters.
What time did they leave? Why are we not knowing the delegation? Why are they hiding those things from us?
Okay.
Because they will be that. So man pay you to come so for investment about.
Okay.
One kasa wo de wo in 2013. And President Akufo-Addo domo will show statements in now will show the ministers or the people say GIPC. You will see you people and the leadership or promo pay investment yaba. Why is it that this one is hidden? Why is it that they don't want us to know? People don't know more call anytime we know to free hand.
Okay.
And when we ask those questions, those with the information, that is the government officials, will resort to insult without necessarily responding to what we are raising. And make a choice say, before me show you, I need the home in the metro, and I'm seeking answers. I'm seeking.
But I don't think I want for these questions, you know, anchor whatever you posted. Say who and who are the president going with? Where are they? But you started by the time the flight took off. Any calculations now? And this your important and substantive question you are asking now is missing.
It's a matter of style. You can use if conditional statements to ask questions, to ask it to even say things that obey demanding answers from people. So I have not made those statements conclusively. But all that I'm also asking from the government is that they should be transparent enough. These are the standards they themselves set when they were in government.
Okay.
Now, are they telling us that because of national security, almost give me a who on penny flat or the Koyana, and I can perform the Koyana just few months ago.
So now, what is your worry? Worry no, the cost to the state and the security and the people the president went with.
One, the cost to the state is my worry.
Okay.
Two, the people that we traveled with are my worry.
Okay.
And three, the lack of transparency that is surrounding this whole issue as far as the president's travel is concerned. It's also my worry, because why should it be the case? Remember, taxpayers' money in issue. All the delegation of Mokolina, or more Japan, the presidential gets they call how much is it costing the state? Why are they quiet about it? And today, man, for and free assembly and countries say, not president or shall saw them. President shall saw them. What about the delegation? What time did they leave? Did they all go with the commercial flight? Let us know.
NPP.
I see the banter on social media where we're talking about the president traveling out of the country to Japan, Singapore. And the member of parliament is the one pushing that wrong impression out there. That is in itself is corruption. Because at the time when you said the president is supposed to be on a private jet in the sky, the president is supposed to be in church and was actually in church, which was being shown on TV. So that the president have a double. It's corrupt mind. Does the president have a double? He doesn't have a double. And it appears that if the president travels in his brother's plane, his Jata plane, we have a problem with it. Even though we are not paying for the president to use his brother's plane, we have a problem with it. If he doesn't travel in a private jet and he travels on a commercial flight, we have a problem with it. It is corrupt mind. This whole desperation to try and equalize the bad things that were done in the past, it should not be, because you want the nation to work. And the government says, I am determined to save us money so we can use the monies to deal with some people, to deal with the things that the people need. And you are not happy about it. You are corrupt. It is not only about financial corruption. I will reiterate that you want costs to be cut. The Germans came to tell us to cut costs. We didn't mind them. Not just them, there are many others who were calling for cutting of costs. We didn't pay attention to them. If you talk to the economists, they'll tell you that because the government cuts a lot of costs and has refused to spend in many different respects, that is how come the economy that was so hot is now cooling down. Look at your inflationary figures. So if you wanted the nation to succeed and somebody else is doing it, but because it is not you, you must find a way to make it look bad, even if the thing is not bad. you are corrupt. There's something fundamentally wrong with you. That is not how to build a nation. Because country broke, country no broke, we are we day inside. So you must renew your mind.
Now the muye ebe there. The muye ebe Wait, I'm a deputy chief of staff. Standogwe. I said, "Mink cabin track away the other." Or see a German chief politics be an amway. Or see this one here will also demand to be called honorable. Even if you are not street smart, it doesn't take that much brain. They be to us. I mean, even if you are not street smart, it doesn't take that much brain work to avoid embarrassing yourself. Or the president was live on many TV networks between 10:30 a.m. and 12:45 p.m. attending the Thanksgiving Mass of Dr. Edward Omanebuama at the Christ the King Parish. Did he take off in the supposed jet at 7 a.m. and flew back for the 10:30 a.m. Mass? A question. A question. Or say if the president was on a lot of TV networks by 10:30 a.m. to 12:45 p.m. attending the Thanksgiving Mass of Dr. Edward Omanebuama at the Christ the King Parish, did he take off in the supposed jet at 7 a.m. and flew back for the 10:30 a.m. Mass? That is it. 7 a.m. 7:13 a.m. now. Vincent Asifua Eka say, now John Dramani Mahama free Ghana Hanam. By 12:45 p.m. now John Dramani Mahama, Eda so eti Dr. Edward Omanebuama the Thanksgiving service at Christ the King. Yeah. I don't really know what he said. I guess we have to ask his classmates how smart this guy was in his lower school days, because this is not how to be relevant. Vincent Ekwasufua, invest in reading and how to be politically relevant and stop disgracing MPs. The other two, I was hey, I'm Tropanina, Edoji Kojo Tamaklu. Or say it appears it is a sin for the president to travel on commercial flights. If he uses his border private jet, it is also a problem. The problem is that someone is desperate to equalize the past deeds. Now run, there's a fire on the mountain. Visit as if and a man photo to man left, right, center. Say, Papa, I said, when you okay, or no, MPP by, there's not the NDC by 7 months here, you go 8 months, 8 months, you won't. Uncle Supreme Court to cry and walk more than 5 times. Now, so quite good to do. Or your lawyer, or your lawyer Vincent Ekwasufua. I don't know that propaganda. No, into 1 year and I as a member of parliament. Are you? Kai, say video ya oh hey. Young girl ya go to John Dramani Mahama na Lodina Mahama enemy. Na Christ the King Parish Church. Na ye Dr. Edward Omanebuama. The Thanksgiving service no. Abage of him. Hey. Akola yo nyini pa me penahwe no. The way otumi ko sheki John Mahama nsa. Akoto na ni say ase na down fi bi da onim no. Na oni ni dim komo. Tafina President Grant said, "Why surprise?" That me is what you got to say. Akwani interesting. Na minimum o share we enemy of progress. Akwala di nkomo kama obe fa. President ni mu ampamo no, na ye ampamo no, wo na obe fa na anything. President was enjoying the conversation. Man enjoy. In this moment of grief, no, obey hear all these little things to release the stress. Ba akwala no ne ba fa na mama o mo hwe ni. Because look, it takes courage and confidence to be successful in any part of the world, especially Ghana. Not your expertise, not your knowledge, not your intelligence, in fact, not even your smartness. It takes courage and confidence. The courage to ask, the courage to seek, the courage to be consistent, the courage to be disciplined. So confidence don't need to be forgetting. I've seen more dumb people achieving than more successful and more smart people. Why? Because they have the confidence to ask. Asa, ti akwala we dey watch us here na there. Hallelujah. Na wo fon hwe ni pa. Tim God na the whole president. Na ye mpini fon kwa whole president a. E be shiki hu. Akwala no fa hokra. Na Mr. Zafori ate no. When the stand up guy are there simple wa clear is simple. First na in this for mu jama ni be say content them too much. Na mon kasa ho. Ya won a reverend your friend say ntim for jo. Beka asiko okay bi kwa fa flight bi na den. The way on bet them muzu a also with them. We so nkai I'm tampana because the NPP people have started even the narratives. And now I hijacked everything that. Do you know the president boarded a commercial flight? I only Ghana for move to Koyako, Japan, and it's but that place I don't get it. Now a presidential a friend saying, men can say, onye presidential candidate, but I wanna be. Kennedy or compare kwa Japan, or see any politics seminar. Now, death. Helicopters I see a Toma military. Private jet I see a Toma the president. I see a to. Or say a to yenya de nianto. Nienya say na yenisika ni pewu. Na say John Dramani Mama a president owu a hwe ne so hu hie hie. Hwe ka ye bebo awo na say ye bi na yi ngozi nipa etie wu. Hwe ka ye boy. Nke de to papa preko a na omo nkwada so ho na mo tie ase anka enye. Me for Kennedy so. Me for no so pa. It's high time we end this politics nonsense. That policy of equalization, when you say beyond I didn't a whole president of Ghana. I got a commercial flights, all because people will talk. On one bribe, where baby okay, we for the bribe private jet too. But no, or for the bribe private jet, this is a question to say. Or person or did gold mines, and the money brand in the brand, anything that offer the bribe private jet. But two folk of the bribe private jet among us actually in the bribe. So the private jet no dey ma e ma ye ko ye a friend is DNA and forensic analysis was started about and the one can answer. But ono ani nua e for the private jet abra mu state ni papa eso ya asem njende mo president at commercial flight mu. Now just some 2-3 days ago Russian president Vladimir Putin on Donald Trump US president e ko share wa Alaska to have a conversation whenever end the Russia-Ukraine war. For the number of jets and in them just protecting one jet. Almost fly in convoy. So no, they fly in convoy. A home medical jet. A home a friend is saying military jet a protected jet no. Modie, what's a commercial flight? Yes, the Vegas he's humble. He's saving our money. Profit never can the dead. What if something happens? In the last 2 years, there have been not less than 10 flights crashing. Iran Prime Minister, boom. Or no, any private jet to a crashing. Or call Japan, Asia, India, Nansia, and no 2 months. A commercial flight, pine, a crashing, Nipo, Bago Post of my children grows who Ghana had yes, now we had the UK. So look at the number of flights that are crashing because of bad weather and other stuffs. The president, I got no commercial flights. And if you think I'm lying, according to the deputy chief of staff, the also on name or Yahweh, some because a baby or reply to a certain Charles Ni Tegu. I also criticizes the president as spending $20,000 on a private jet. And I say, I've seen some of your hungry brothers trying hard to cut the eye. Tell them I said that's not how to be relevant or help their candidates. President John Mahama is on his way to Japan on board a commercial airline from Accra Kotoka International Airport. They are right-thinking Ghanaians on board with him. If the president trip requires a privately chartered aircraft and not his brother's Jata, which has saved the state huge sums of money, be sure that we will go for that. But not an exorbitant cost to states. Tell them to let President Akufo-Addo enjoy his retirement and stop drawing him needlessly into their candidates' Komatos campaign. Look at it. So, the president confirms the mechanic in the correct or to commercial flight. You see, what thinking Ghanaians? What if there's someone who hates the president? What if after Ghana the security check in your papa? What if there have not been thorough proper security checks into Obi Kukuye president here. Now the see with the helicopter crash, he was supposed to be involved. We are already complaining. We want an investigation. The president who said, was the president targeted? Targeting. Now we are putting him in a commercial flight and we are bragging about it. There's nothing good about this. There's nothing sweet about this. There's nothing saving money about this. It's the president for the Christ's sake. And a president for the Christ's sake. And the point is in 7 months of private jet TV. And an another man got over for an amoranti and he who there. Look, let me tell you the difference. Which most of you people have been dishonest and you don't want to tell the truth. Difference in say, and another day an auto $20,000 per hour jet or the air renting. The only problem with Ghanaians was not the money, was the fact that the ordinary Ghanaians were suffering. There was high cost of living, and the people were actually comparing. Suddenly, I want to say, I am making now. We know who safety. When our roads are bad, and you are flying in the air with a 20,000 per hour, friends, jet. That's the people's complaint. If Ghana for when how much said Nanado the first 2 years, and Ghana for I just don't feel that it didn't give you. I don't know offer $20,000 per hour jet. I don't think Ghanaians will complain. It was how he was ending the economy and the people were crying. And he admitted himself, say economy is bad. The next person will come and take out from it. And he was still spending $20,000 per hour on a jet. That people will complain. According to Ghana for Ankasa, the last 6, 7, 8 months, Ghanaians are breathing air, knowing that things are going on well. If that president is taking a flight at $15,000, $20,000, nobody complain. But what do you have to go and rent? When we can actually go and cough up money and go and buy. Mexican amount for Dino, you can NSS and Guano, the amount of money that have been spent there close to getting to 700 million Ghana cedis. Adubo Hengwan is 49 million Ghana cedis. Now, I want to go and find the same one fire can override and now, if individuals can eat this kind of money, you ain't even jet. Oh, let's be serious in this country. Yeah, the president life for two all because we don't want to pay money and people talk. You say you need to so back up Mahama. He is the hope. He is the hope. Or no any hope. The reason why Ghanaians are so interested is so about to us. So for the first time, Ghanaians don't care who is coming to power, who is continuing power. They only care about if John Mahama will continue this way till the 4 years. And if you think I'm lying, go out there and ask people. If John Mahama continue like this, now I'm for more soft life. Would they prefer John Mahama to continue or not? Now I'm not commercial flight. Now I know so MP. That's why I said I've stopped calling some of them honorable. There's nothing honorable about them. How can you be honorable when you are lying blatantly? If you say, hey, this crop of MPP for year MPP crowd. Now, if you do this, not a floating voting then you think, you take us as a fools? Then MPP will not be attractive. They are all be stretching gradually to NDC. By the time you realize there are no more floating voters, they are pure NDC members. Now, how do you recapture them again? You become a warning, founding member, but I'm warning. If you don't take care, you become like CPP. If that irrelevant politics, content creation politics, you end up like CPP. Why a naked truth? Our Oldboga trend. For comments, no to comment section, I say, "Oh, president, my president, Yenina president, John Mahama called Japan and Singapore with one mission to create more rapport between Japan and Singapore. Also, 24-hour economy have been launched, and after the FC, still 24-hour economy have to be implemented. And the Singapore or building the country from the scratch, and we're one of the powerful. Japan, the same. They also only businessmen, president for governments go presidents, friends, businessmen no much investments. Our Ghana, Kai. Say we don't have more Singapore's Japan for more, China for India for year. Maybe having different people, are more different mindsets about this anymore about economy no. But Kai, so to commercial flight. on the private jet according to Vincent Ekwasefua MP come reside in the parliament or say $15,000 per hour jet na John Dramani Mahama high. But according to Deputy Chief of Staff Sandobi Osobwa and no correct. Now time now so free Ghana 7:18 a.m. on Sunday no at 12:45 p.m. na John Dramani Mahama and that's nam Ghana. Oni abaya na so dey no moti a mudi nkomo as at 12 abo. It is half flight in 2 time ben and President John Dramani Mahama okoye no sabaye ebe aso na wo se ko baka na. Tie no say no dey say akwa no odi ntro ya che no. Ya che no fe. Eti 24-hour economy will take off by your president, my president. Probably he's not that safe because of the commercial flight. I'll call Japan. I'll call Ghana. For comments, no, at the comment section, I say, oh, subscribe, like it, next time, unia. Yes, we enjoy. Kai say it didn't that so back up. Maxi, Billian on Oldboga Trends Macro. Bye bye.